My name's Pat Grimm, Book of Grimm, Brothers Grimm, River City Radio, Northeast Edmonton, peace and love. Pat Grimm, one half of the Brothers Grimm, born in Beverly, born and raised, Northeast Edmonton. Okay, so I was like 14 years old. My first shows I used to sneak in and then wait for the bar to open up, and then I would go and get served a drink. So then when you get served a drink, if they try to kick you out once they find out you're underage, you tell them, well, you've already served an underage person, so just let me chill. So that's how you get in. And then it was just like, hey, you had to work, you know? There was like, at that time, like, Politic Live, Toxic Soul, Boombox Disciples, Kaz Mega, 118, Touch and NATO. There was a lot of guys doing it, and at that point, I was just a rookie. My rhymes were whack, so I just had to show and prove at that point, right? At that time, coming from Beverly too, it was a little grimier, but I was still in junior high. I was still like a kid, right? Now is very much like hyperbolic chamber, level 9000. I will grow and like just marinate on the beat. So usually, like this last project, we got all our beats from Kripal. He produced the project, Book of Grimm, and I'll marinate on the beat. I'll listen to it for like 3 or 4 days, and then I start to write to it. As I'm writing to it, smoke a bunch of fucking cigarettes, drink coffee till like 3 in the morning, and then I just write and I write, and then it comes out, and then it's birthed, you know? It feels good, I guess. I mean, I didn't think about that, you know? I just been working, you know? I'm gonna continue to just stay working. I'm old. I'm like Vince Carter on the Hawks now, you know? So like I've been playing for a long fucking time, and so I guess that's what you want. Like, respect as an artist is really what I truly do it for. So to hear that, it's like, why, thank you. It feels good, you know? So on the project, I do have a couple features. I just don't want to tell them yet because the track listing hasn't been released, but they're two really awesome Edmonton features. Features like I like to work with a lot of up and coming artists. I did a record with Comics recently. I did a record with Drew Pete. Yeah, holler at me. If you're dope, let's work. So during that time, I guess like the one thing I wanted to say is there's this concert, Young Jeezy. So when Jeezy came to Edmonton, it was so funny because it was like Northside people and Northside artists that didn't even know each other and kind of knew each other, and then Southside people and Southside artists, like they all congregated to one side. It was like the parting of the seas in the middle was like the dance floor and shit, and there was like tons of fights and shit, mostly like people on the dance floor and shit. But it was funny to see that, I guess. But like, there was always, I guess, this stigma, but like, I don't know. It was just artist shit, like, never on some wild shit, never on some beef shit, and like, it should never ever get to that. It's always music, right? So like, but yeah, it was interesting because yeah, you had a lot of artists coming out of the north side during my era. So you had like Brothers Grimm, you had Cryptic Minds, what ended up being like Doom Squad and Kripal, and then you had like other artists that are out now that are still killing it. You had like Native Boy Drumma, you had Lil Coke, you had TOA, so Moraine and Moto. They've been killing it forever too. So you had a lot of artists coming out from the north side during that time, but then you also had like a lot of the more established artists who had like, you know, their own studios like Peep Game and stuff. They were coming out of the south side. So like, that's what we always aspired to, I guess, be, right? Is to have our brand established like them, right? So yeah, it was always like healthy competition on the court, you know? Impacting, okay, so it didn't impact the city's music as much. Like Brothers Grimm, if anything, we were very on the local shit, and then when we started doing the battle axe shit, I felt like, I guess I lost a lot of respect from a lot of the localer artists or older artists in the city, and I didn't know at the time. So as a kid, I grew up, obviously I'm started out all like this. As a kid, you grow up, you fucking, during my era, you seen Swollen members on Much Music, you know, Mocha Only, Prevail, Madchild. Swollen always brings it home. Yo, we seen that shit. Everybody's seen that shit. And so then when you start to become, when I became an artist myself, and you know, you did a couple shows with Madchild when he's on his solo runs and stuff. And so then we became Battle Axe Warriors, and Battle Axe to me, like, Prevail is one of the best MCs in fucking Canada, always is. He'll eat anybody in a freestyle battle, just what it is. And that's Battle Axe shit. Battle Axe to me was always like a fucking brotherhood, and what it brought to me was like people who maybe were down on their luck, or people, it preyed on the weak a little bit, but there's still people to this day that I truly love that I met through fucking Battle Axe, you know, so good solid people that I met through that. But it didn't really turn out to be what it was through time, and I felt like when the times were great, you know, did the tour with Madchild, he was winning, you know, he's doing great, and you know, I drank the juice, and we sold everybody else the packages, and we helped build that a lot in Canada. And you know what I mean, Rocco's a great fucking person. He helped us a lot. Towards the end of the Battle Axe was no longer cool. Snack had came at him. SDK fucking blew the fuck up. They're killing it. They're the winning team. You know, so it's competition on the court. And at the same time, I'm not just gonna switch jerseys, right? So I stayed loyal to my team. And it ended up being to the detriment to my career and just other personal things that ended up happening. I'm not gonna break it all down, but I still got love for what Battle Axe, what they're doing, but it's no longer really what we've represented for years. Yeah, can't say it never happened, and it was an experience, but now I feel like I'm making the best music I'm making. It's changed a lot. It's changed a lot. I think before that, like, Touch and NATO had a music video, Politic Live had a music video, maybe there was another artist before that, like maybe some 1995 Much Music Rap City shit that had a music video, I don't know. But we were the first ones in that era to hit on the YouTube era. And so, hey, here's a fucking video in 720p that looks clean, and it's a representation of Edmonton. So we started working, and there were still a lot of these older artists in the city, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but just like artists that were representing it, like I mentioned before. And so we had to come out heavy, but we also understood what the new era was. It was 2009. It was like MySpace was popping, YouTube was just coming out, fucking Facebook was maybe just coming out, Instagram didn't exist, Snapchat didn't exist, Twitter was just coming out. So we had to capitalize on that, you know, and so it felt good, I guess, and then to just grow as an artist. I was 14 years old at the time City Is Dying came out. Well, I'll say it like this: what happens on the road stays on the road. So my favorite tour would probably have to be the Rebel Hippies tour. That was a great one. That was a fucking great one with Prev and Neff and Liv, and I got to meet Oliver Spitz the first time on that tour. That was probably my favorite tour. I love to, when I perform, it's like an event for people. So not to like fill my ego or anything, but like, because I remember at the beginning when I first used to do shows, it was very much like people just showed up. You know, it was almost like they were showing support, and it was fun, and it was still a performance. But now I love performing because it's something where people like, you know what, they're gonna get dressed up, they're gonna have fun, it's gonna be a really good experience, they're gonna have some drinks, they're gonna eat some good food, it's gonna be a whole night. So when I can provide that, and if I'm performing and I see people fucking having fun, that's my favorite part of the process, is the end result. Kripal. And helped relaunch my career as well. He's the GOAT. Fucking nobody raps as good, produces as good, makes his videos as good. You know, so I gotta say Kripal. Yeah. There's many other honorable mentions though. Comrade, fucking Kaz Mega. And those are the people that I feel like are my favorite artists in my circle. Coming into the next generation of people that I've just watched and shit, that really enjoy. I love Moraine. I love Telly Trap Phones. I love comics. I love Native Boy Drummer, but he's been killing it forever. Little Man, he's dope. Lil Coke. There's a lot. There's a whole hell of a lot, you know. All the people that I see on there's a lot of these Instagram pages. I watch a lot of them, you know, and they're all way doper than me. Like I said, I'm Vince Carter on the Hawks now, but you got youngins that are just balling on me now. So, you know, shouts out to them.